Hello there and all. I'm your host, Daniel Ursano, and welcome to the Learning Curve, a podcast for fellow educators. Today, we are going to be learning about integrating technology into the classroom. On this episode, we are going to integrate learning technology and the civil rights movement. Learning how to integrate technology in the civil rights movement is very important so students can have a better understanding of how certain factors affected the outcome of the civil rights movement. For example, we are going to use technology to help students understand the different messages of MLK and Malcolm X and how they influence the outcome of the civil rights movement. We will follow these standards for this lesson plan. ISTE Standards for Students, Creative Communicator, 1.6. Also, we will follow these North Carolina standards. 8th grade Social Studies, 8.8.6. Understand the cause and effects of social movements, including the civil rights movement. In this lesson plan, students will need their computers and paper and pencils. Students will enter the classroom to complete a do now, asking them what they know about civil rights leaders. This is a good idea. Doing this will get you a base knowledge of what your students know. Students will then write their answers down in their notebooks. Later, and after they're done, they will break off into groups of 3 with their peers. After 5 minutes, the class will come back together and have a class discussion about civil rights leaders. Then, as the teacher, you will lead an interactive presentation for the students so they can learn about Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. They will watch Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech and see a speech from Malcolm X about police brutality. Students will then answer the question on their Chromebooks. How did Martin Luther King Jr.'s message and Malcolm X's message influence the civil rights movements? And also, how did their message differ? Students will be allowed to do outside research on MLK and Malcolm X. Students must use scholarly sources and news articles to make at least 2 quotes on MLK and Malcolm X. After that, students will do a Quizlet Live and answer questions about both MLK and Malcolm X during the civil rights movement. This lesson plan fully incorporates the use of technology in the civil rights movement. Students will learn about some of the most impactful civil rights leaders who argued for the same thing with different use of action. The goal is to get students to understand how both MLK and Malcolm X's different methods affected the civil rights movement through using technology. Quizlet Live, having them understand how to research on the internet properly without going to bad sites that would tell them false information, but instead they're going to real sites, learning about proper information on civil rights leaders. Thank you. This has been